Imagine waking up one morning and realizing that the global financial map has quietly changed overnight. No breaking news alerts, no dramatic speeches, just a silent shift of power, wealth, and control. This is how the biggest wealth transfers in history have always happened, not loudly, but silently. And today, one event involving the United States and Venezuela may be doing exactly that. This is not just about a raid. This is not just about oil. This is about economic history repeating itself once again. To understand what is happening now, we must first understand how wealth has always moved throughout history. Empires do not collapse because of one bad decision. They collapse because of patterns that repeat over centuries. And one of the most important patterns is control over resources. From ancient Rome controlling grain routes, to the British Empire dominating coal and global trade routes, to the United States shaping the modern world through oil and the dollar, wealth has always followed energy and resources. Whoever controls energy controls production. Whoever controls production controls trade. And whoever controls trade controls money.
Venezuela sits at the center of this story because it holds the largest proven oil reserves on Earth. Not second, not third, the largest. More oil than Saudi Arabia, more oil than Canada. And for decades, this oil has remained underutilized, sanctioned, or politically weaponized. When the United States took direct action involving Venezuelan oil assets, including the seizure of an oil tanker and intensified pressure on leadership structures, it wasn't just enforcing sanctions, it was intervening at a pressure point of the global economic system. Historically, whenever a dominant power intervenes at a resource choke point, a wealth transfer follows. This is not theory, it is history. In the 16th century, Spain controlled vast silver mines in the Americas. That silver made Spain the richest empire on Earth. But mismanagement, debt, and inflation eventually caused that wealth to leak out of Spain and into the hands of bankers, merchants, and rival empires. The silver didn't disappear, it moved. In the 19th century, Britain controlled coal, shipping lanes, and industrial production. That control created the British Empire. But when energy systems shifted and debt mounted, wealth moved again, this time toward the United States. After World War II, the US engineered the Bretton Woods system, making the dollar the center of global trade. Later, the Petrodollar system ensured oil would be priced in dollars. This forced global demand for US currency and allowed America to finance deficits without immediate collapse. This was one of the largest wealth concentration mechanisms in modern history. But no system lasts forever.
Over the past 2 decades, cracks have formed. Rising debt, de-dollarization efforts, alternative energy trade agreements, and geopolitical fragmentation have weakened the old order. Venezuela, sitting on massive oil reserves but isolated from the global system, became a strategic wildcard. The recent U.S. action must be understood in this context. Control or influence over Venezuelan oil doesn't just mean access to fuel. It means leverage over supply, pricing, inflation, and even currency stability across multiple regions. This is why analysts are calling it a potential trigger for the largest wealth transfer of our time. Wealth transfer does not mean ordinary people suddenly getting rich or poor overnight. It means capital flows changing direction. It means some currencies strengthening while others weaken. It means corporations gaining access to cheap energy while others lose competitiveness. It means debt burdens shifting from one group to another. When oil supply expectations change, markets react immediately. Energy prices influence transportation, food costs, manufacturing, and interest rates. Even countries far from Venezuela feel the effects through inflation and currency volatility. History shows that during these moments, wealth quietly moves upward and outward toward those who understand the pattern early. Those who recognize the shift reposition assets, hedge risks, and gain access to undervalued opportunities. Those who don't are left holding assets that lose purchasing power. This is why economic history matters. Every major collapse follows a familiar rhythm: debt expansion, resource strain, monetary distortion, capital flight, and finally redistribution. Venezuela is not the cause of this cycle, it is a catalyst within it.
The United States is not acting randomly. No empire ever does. These moves happen when mathematical and strategic pressures converge. Debt levels rise, currency confidence weakens, energy security becomes critical, control over supply chains becomes non-negotiable. This is also why the reaction from global markets, rival powers, and investors has been so intense. They understand what is at stake. The real question is not whether a wealth transfer is happening. The question is who will be positioned on the right side of it. History teaches us that the people who survive and thrive during these transitions are not the loudest or the most emotional. They are the ones who understand patterns, stay liquid, diversify exposure, and avoid blind loyalty to failing systems. This is not fear. This is pattern recognition. And patterns do not care about opinions. They unfold whether we believe in them or not.